How's it going, everybody? Hope you're having a wonderful day. And I just want to give my thoughts on Captain America Brave New World. I saw it last night. And overall, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was definitely a lot better than what the Rotten Tomatoes score is. Some I checked, it was pretty low. It was like 50 something, I think. There will be some spoilers in this video, so just, be aware if you haven't seen the movie yet. So, obviously, this is the fourth Captain America film. This time starring Anthony Mackie as Captain America after Steve Rogers passed the mantle to Sam Wilson in Endgame. And then we got the highly underrated Falcon the Winter Soldier, where we saw his character development, him growing into the role and accepting his new responsibility as Captain America. And now we're here. This movie basically revolves around, so there's an attempt on the president's life, who's Thunderbolt Ross, who's played by Harrison Ford in this movie. So, assassination attempt by Isaiah Bradley and a few other guys. Isaiah Bradley is, of course, in Falcon and Winter Soldier. He was the super soldier after Steve Rogers, and he went in prison for a long time, experimenting on all that. And so now Sam is trying to get to the bottom of this, along with the new Falcon, whose name I forget, as Ross is trying to, broker a peace treaty, because the subplot of this movie is that they're finally addressing that thing from the Eternals movie with there's a giant guy sticking on the earth now, so they finally addressing it, and they've discovered a new element, adamantium, which, as you know, that's what Wolverine's claws are made out of, and a skeleton. So I guess they're slowly introducing us to more X-Men related stuff. So yeah, so all countries want to make a grab for power for it. So President Ross is trying to broker a peace treaty, but things aren't going too well there. He gets more and more stressed, which leads me to the villain. The villain in this movie is the leader. I know the marketing has it implied that it's Red Hulk. It's really not. Red Hulk is in the movie for the last 5 minutes. Despite what the trailers and the posters will lead you to believe, Red Hulk is not the main villain of the film. He's the last fight, but he's not the main villain. The main villain is the leader, Samuel Stearns, played by the same guy who played him in The Incredible Hulk. Which, I guess is kind of cool that this is kind of a pseudo-Incredible Hulk sequel. Though Hulk doesn't actually appear in this movie, Mark Ruffalo doesn't make an appearance. They do get back the girl who plays Betty Ross, though, so that was really nice to see. That's the thing I appreciate about this movie, is that the cameos in it aren't oh, please clap, they make sense for the story, It makes sense that Betty Ross does have a cameo in this film, because Thunderbolt Ross's kind of arc is him. He's trying to grow as a person. He's trying to prove to his daughter that he's more than just a wartime general that was hunting her boyfriend. And the other big cameo in this is that Bucky does appear. I figured he would, because it'd be weird to have a Captain America movie without Bucky in it. Especially since him and Sam have built such a great friendship in Falcon the Winter Soldier. It would just be weird if Bucky wasn't in it at all. But he does show up, and it's a really nice scene. I really like this scene a lot. A few of my negatives with this movie is that sometimes the reshoot stuff is really noticeable, especially at the end. They had the scene when the way Sam beats Red Hulk is that he talks him down, but he's so obviously on a green screen or a blue screen, whatever it's called. You can just tell, the way it's shot, you can tell he's not in the same room as anyone else there. It's so obvious. You think they would finish those visual effects before the movie came out, but they didn't. I guess most of the budget went to Red Hulk, which, is fair enough. And Red Hulk looks really good in the movie. Points to the VFX are Red Hulk looks really good, and looks like Harrison Ford too, which is impressive. But a lot of the other CGI in the movie can get noticeable at times. Of course, they do the nanotech helmets again, because that's cheap and easy instead of actually having to make a practical helmet that the actor has to take off or put on. The action, for the most part, isn't too bad. There's some noticeable choppiness and some quick editing here and there, but mostly you can tell what's happening, Another thing I think was very obviously a reshoot was Giancarlo Esposito was in this movie as a member of the Serpent Society. I forget what his name is, his character's name. Sidewinder or something like that. He's only in 3 scenes in the entire film. I'm convinced they just got him so they could put him on the poster, because people really like that actor, which, as they should, he's amazing, but he's in 3 scenes in the whole movie. So You know, there's not a whole lot to say with him there. My only other big criticism with this movie is that there's this other chick in it, who's this Israel superhero, kind of. She did not need to be in this movie at all. She didn't do anything except for just yell at everybody else and just be annoying and then just showing up out of the blue. There was no reason for her to be in this. They could have cut her out when they reshot a lot of the movie. Like, she's not in it. Like, she doesn't do anything. Like, I don't know why Disney felt the need to keep her in there but cut out other things, you know? It doesn't make sense to me. When the movie isn't clearly on a green screen, I think it actually looks pretty good. Like, the cinematography is very nice. It's not overly gray like most Marvel stuff is. You know, there's actual color, you know, actual proper, you know, shots and lighting, all that stuff. And the last thing I want to talk about is, like, is this better than the other 3 Captain America movies? Personally, I don't think so. I think First Avenger, Winter Soldier, and Civil War are still better than this movie. But I still enjoyed this movie, and if we're comparing it to some of the other recent Marvel movies, like, it's definitely better than Black Widow, it's definitely better than Eternals, it's definitely better than Love and Thunder. That's probably like the worst one they've ever made. Actually, no. That'd be Quantumania, which, yes, this is better than Quantumania. I don't think I like it more than Multiverse of Madness, but I have to think about that. The other big subplot of this movie is that they want to restart the Avengers. President Ross wants to get Sam to do it under the jurisdiction of the government, but obviously that's not the right way to go. And at the end of the movie, Sam's talking to Falcon, who's in the hospital because he gets injured in a battle earlier in the film. And he's basically like, when you heal up, it's going to be a spot for you on the Avengers, you know? So, I assume between this movie and Doomsday, Sam's going to be recruiting the new members of the new Avengers team. Or maybe that's how Avengers Doomsday opens, who knows, with Sam getting together the new team of the Avengers. Which, yes, he should lead the team because he's Captain America and Captain America leads the Avengers. That's just how it works. And then there's the post-credits scene where Sam goes and sees the leader in prison, and leader's basically saying, like, you protect this world, but what's going to happen when you have to protect the other worlds or something like that? It's a multiverse kind of thing he's talking about, which we know the next 2 Avengers movies can be multiverse based, so there's that. But anyway, I've been rambling enough. To close my thoughts on Brave New World, I enjoyed it. I don't think it's better than the other Cap movies, but I still think it was pretty solid on its own. But what did you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe. Check out my other videos. I post pretty frequently. So yeah, have a great day. See ya.